In May 1845, two of the most advanced ships in the world, the HMS Erebus and the HMS Terror, sailed out of England. Led by the experienced explorer Sir John Franklin, their mission was to find the Northwest Passage, a legendary trade route through the frozen Arctic. The ships were masterpieces of Victorian technology, reinforced with iron to smash through ice, packed with 3 years' worth of preserved food, and manned by 129 of the finest sailors in the British Navy. It was supposed to be a triumph, but just a few months later, after entering the icy waters of Baffin Bay, both ships vanished off the face of the earth. For years the world heard nothing. No distress signals, no survivors, no wreckage. It was as if the Arctic ice had simply swallowed 129 men whole. The British government launched the largest rescue mission in history, but what they eventually discovered wasn't just a story of starvation. It was a descent into absolute madness. Years later, search parties finally began finding clues frozen in the wasteland. First, 3 graves of young sailors who died early in the expedition. When scientists exhumed these bodies over a century later, they were perfectly preserved by the ice, their faces looking exactly as they did the day they died. But their bones revealed a terrifying secret. They contained lethal levels of lead. You see, the expedition's cutting-edge canned food had been sealed with cheap lead solder. The very food meant to keep them alive was slowly, silently poisoning their brains. As the months passed and the ships became permanently trapped in towering walls of ice, the crew began to lose their minds. Paranoia, hallucinations, and violent mood swings ripped through the ranks. Then, the search parties found a small, rusted tin container hidden under stones. Inside was a single piece of paper with a desperate message scrawled around the margins. Sir John Franklin was dead. The remaining crew had abandoned the frozen ships and were trying to walk thousands of miles across the barren ice toward safety. They were walking into a death trap as the poisoned, freezing survivors dragged heavy sledges across the ice. All discipline dissolved. They weren't an elite navy anymore. They were dying men driven mad by lead and starvation. When Inuit hunters and later rescue teams finally found the final campsites on King William Island, the scene was horrific. Scattered across the ice were human bones, but they weren't just broken by nature. Modern forensic analysis revealed deep, deliberate knife marks on the bones. In their final, desperate weeks, the civilized gentlemen of the British Empire had turned on each other. Cannibalism was their final dark secret to survive just a few hours longer in the freezing darkness. The great Franklin expedition didn't just fail because of the cold. They were destroyed from the inside out by an invisible killer sealed in their own food rations. Both ships remained lost at the bottom of the icy sea for nearly 170 years, guarding the final secrets of those 129 souls. If you were trapped in the absolute freezing dark, losing your mind day by day, what do you think would be the first thing to break? Your mind or your humanity? Let me know in the comments.